Next up in the line of robot masters I have to do with no damage is Cutman. This one is definitely the easiest combination of stage and robot. Altogether, this only took me 17 tries, which is awesome because 17 is an awesome number. And if you don't know why, well, here's the reason. It's 17. All of this stage is mindless following what you did the last time with less screwing up. There's nothing fancy to do in this stage, no super precision dodging, no crazy luck, and most notably, no big eye. I don't think, no, wait, no, yeah, I think there is actually, but I remember it being in a good spot, that's right. This level is all about doing the same thing, and then you do the same thing, and then it'll eventually work, just give it some time. And Cutman himself is a bit of a different story. On a typical run-through of the game, he's perhaps easier than Bomb Man. But for no damaging him, that's a different story. You have to get him stuck in a pattern. We'll get to that when we get to that. These Susies are a lot more annoying than I remember them being, just because they make you take a while. And when you're doing the same thing over and over again, you start to want to do it fast, which is honestly a bad thing. But these Susies just get in the way of doing it fast, and then you rush, and then you make mistakes. I think the vast majority of my losses actually did come from Susies, which is god-awful. I'd imagine like half of them were Susies or screws and the other half were big eyes. So I guess it's not a majority, but whatever, don't judge me. Just Susie after Susie after Susie, and they all take so long that you get incredibly impatient, and you just want to rush, 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 rush jet. It's just more of the same. It's just a Susie maze. They have awesome names. That's about all I can give Susies. The worst thing is when they respawn. A lot like the Cutman, they respawn really easily. Like, you don't even have to go off the screen, and they'll respawn. You just have to get within this zone of, hey, I want to respawn. That heli chopper can sometimes be a nuisance, but it's usually easily dealt with by standing away from it, and then awesome jumping, and then just shooting until it walks into you. There's one double screw thing, but it's not too hard. And this big guy is in such an easy spot, because it takes so long to get up to you, it's pretty easy to shoot it down. Oh god, I didn't shoot it down. Wow, I should have. I should have been able to shoot that one down pretty easily. And then it's just a simple sprint to Cutman for an easy victory. There's screws in here, you just deal with it by holding right and mashing whatever button you set to B. For me, that would be the apostrophe and quotation marks, because I like using WASD enter apostrophe. It's what I do most of my gaming with, and I'm the only person who have ever seen use that without me telling them to. It's a really good button setup. Unfortunately, it's been so long since I've done any sort of real keyboard gaming that when I tried to do Cutman again, it failed miserably. I did eventually get it finished, but only with cheating. Again, foreshadowing. You'll see when you get there. Cutman's pattern is easy. You just reject him whenever he tries to get up to give you a hug. Cutman may never know love. Easy stuff. Despite how easy it was, I do have a couple outtakes that I did save. They were just on the same file. And those will be coming up pretty shortly when this decides to scroll over to them. Come on, you. Come on. Well, there we go. Number one. Here we go. Number one comes up right about here, where I just fail at doing the awesome jump, and then I sad face. And then I get hit a few more times because of shame. And probably hitting the keyboard. Yeah. Shame on you, Megaman. You deserve to get hit. This other one's just another run that almost made it. I want to talk about the stage a bit more. And just note, what I'm doing is exactly the same as last time. I'm not doing anything different, and it's working again. So that means this stage is reliably doable. It's reliable. This is, at the same time that it's a good thing, this is kind of gaming communism when you're trying to do it perfect. So you have to do it the same every time, over and over again, and just keep doing it till it works, comrade. The hardest part about this is to do it the same way every time, because you want to change it up, because you know you're making mistakes. but it's obvious where the mistakes are. But when you've made so many, when you've died so many times, it gets to you, it gets inside your head. And even though this didn't take so long, so that wasn't a factor. Those fleas can be nasty. They're the only part of this stage that I would say are not reliable. But the death's coming up pretty soon. And remember what I said about respawning? Oops. That'll be about the end of the video now. Communism.